Introducing the Net Zero Ready ARID ICE 2500E by Climate by Design International, a compact desiccant dehumidifier designed to improve the quality of your ice by removing moisture efficiently, reliably, and safely, and eliminating fog, dripping, and mold. Suitable for seasonal ice rinks, this all-electric dehumidifier includes a waste heat recovery system, a chain drive desiccant rotor, monitoring of unit energy consumption, and full onboard PLC. Standard features include industrial stainless steel construction, Smart Rink Connect capability, and an industry-leading 7-year cassette and rotor warranty. Its automatic humidity control and dirty filter signals ensure that it will operate efficiently. Its filter inspection indicator and critical component inspection ensure that it will operate reliably. And its high temperature alarm and failure alarms ensure that it will operate safely. The Net Zero Ready ARID ICE 2500E by Climate by Design International. Available through Simco and other refrigeration contractors or directly through Sourcewell, part of the Smart Rink Connect product line. For more information, visit simcorefrigeration.com.
We're still scratching the surface of smart technology, and we're excited to add the CDI unit to our family. So we're going to have, if everybody joins, said they're going to join today, we're going to have well over 100 people on this call. So the way this is going to work is Mike is going to do his presentation, and any questions you have, just type them in the box. And during the presentation, if appropriate, I may stop Mike and ask him a question, or I may wait till the end, or I will email him after the meeting. Either way, I'm going to make sure that if you have a question, it's going to get answered. This presentation will be recorded, and so if you want to go back to it at a future time, you can. It's going to be on the internet and it should be up there by this week. So our presenter today, Mike Peterson. Mike holds a BS degree in mechanical engineering from Milwaukee School of Engineering. He's also completed an MS in mechanical engineering from Purdue University. Mike spent over the past 20 years of experience, he has over 20 years of experience in HVAC and manufacturing industries. He began his career at CDI, holding positions from draftsman to product development / engineering. He is currently the VP of Sales Engineering, where he utilizes his extensive management experience that is focused on achieving business results by utilizing lean methodology, coaching, mentoring people, improving processes, communicating effectively. Mike is committed to helping our customers achieve their critical missions while practicing the values that keep CDI strong. CDI is a manufacturing company supplying desiccant dehumidification, air handlers, and critical process air handlers in commercial and industrial markets. It is CDI's mission to create the climate our customers need to achieve their critical mission. So without further ado, I don't want to take up any more time, and I'm going to pass this over to Mike. And take it away, Mike.
All right, thank you very much, David. I appreciate the introduction. I'm very happy to be with everyone today and look forward to presenting the ARID ICE 2500 unit. So I just began sharing the presentation that we're going to go through. I'd expect approximately a little over an hour for the presentation. And as David mentioned, we'll try to manage the questions as they come up. Smart Rink Dry is the other name that we're using for this product. For an agenda today, I want to start off with an introduction, kind of go through who's who. There's been a long history with CDI and Simco, and so I wanted to help explain the various companies that you may have worked with in the past and help you understand who's who. A little bit about CDI. I'd like to get into the market focus of this product. You know, what is the specific market that we're working on or focused on, sorry. And then get into really the product itself. Get into some of the details of the product and go through and get you introduced to that. Following that, I'd like to do a competitor comparison, just let you know what else is out there, what we've seen, and how we compare to those other products. I'd like to then go through some of the other product offerings that we have, some of which your team has definitely used over the years, and then conclude with some resources for you and then contact information. So with that, So Climate by Design, this is a picture of the front of our building. We are located in sunny southern Minnesota. So for those of you that are familiar with Minnesota, we have the Twin Cities area, Minneapolis, St. Paul. That's where the international airport is. We're approximately 45, 50 miles south of there. So CDI is the name you've probably heard us referred by. So that acronym originally comes from Concepts and Designs Incorporated. That was our original company name. Several years ago, we changed our name to Climate by Design International, and we just felt that that more accurately reflected, what we did as a company. We're focused on designing climates for our customers. So we still go by CDI though. Still has the C and the D and the I in our name, so we still use that. So we design and manufacture the equipment. So this company is owned by Tom and Sue Peterson, and again, we're located in Minnesota. On the right-hand side, there's some logos that we've used over the past. The one in the lower left corner here is the original logo that we used to use. And then we updated it several years ago, and then our name change updated to Climate by Design International. So that's CDI. So you probably also potentially heard of CDI MS. So this company no longer exists. This is originally, the name came from Concepts and Designs Marketing Services. So that's what that M and the S stand for. So they used to exclusively sell our desiccant equipment in Canada. And so that's, if you were dealing with CDI, it was through them years ago. And that was the company that you originally purchased the MS-2600 through. So that company is actually owned by Todd Bradley, and they are located in Michigan. And so they are now go by controlled dehumidification. A few other companies that play into the history that I wanted to explain the relationship. So we have Dry Solutions. So they do not manufacture equipment. They represent and sell equipment. And so that company is owned by Kevin Smith. So I know a lot of you have probably worked with Kevin over the years. So he did sell CDI equipment for a long period of time. He was kind of the go-to person for Canada that actually worked for CDI MS and was kind of our point of contact through Simcoe for years. Rotorsource, so their primary focus is on manufacturing desiccant and enthalpy rotors and cassettes. They are the ones that manufacture the MS-2600. And so that is owned by Spencer Goland, and they're located in Louisiana. So those are some of the main companies that you've probably heard of in relation to CDI, and I just wanted to take an opportunity to try to explain those relationships. If you have additional questions about that, please let us know, and we'll try to get that cleared up for you. So where do all the products come from? I gave you kind of the names of the different companies that are involved. So now I want to explain, where each product comes from. So I'll start off here with the DS2000. So that's the 2000 CFM desiccant units that Dry Solution sells. So that is an imported product. We have the BDH 126, which most of you may know that as the MS 2400/2000. And so that is part of that product naming that occurred when those products were being sold through CDI MS. They used that MS prefix for all the products that went through them. So we're actually in the process of reverting back to the core model numbers to try to eliminate confusion with that. And so that's our 2000 CFM unit that we sell and manufactured. And that's the one that has the gas-fired option. So the BDH 130, that's the product that we're here to talk about today. So that's our model number, the 130. So the product name that we've given that is the ARID ICE 2500. So that's 2,500 CFM. we sell that and make it. And that's the Smart Rink Dry. The MS2600, that is a 2600 CFM desiccant unit who is sold through RotorSource, and they actually make that one as well. And so this product you used to get through CDI MS, and I believe you're now getting that directly from RotorSource. And then we have the BDH 134. Again, this one used to be known as the MS 4800/4000. That's a 4000 CFM unit that we manufacture. Also has gas fired. The DS 4000, that's a Dry Solutions product that's imported. And then you have our DHS0 product line. This is a product that Simcoe has purchased through us over the years. And that's a basic dehumidifier. There's no pre or post cooling options. That's available from 5,000 through 15,000 CFM. I'll go through that product in a little bit more detail later, just as an overview so you can kind of see what's available there. So the CDI and Simcoe history. So since 1999, Simcoe has been working through our sales representative network. CDI MS is one of the examples I brought up earlier, Controlled DH, Dry Solutions, etc. So back in 2017, we decided to begin working directly with Simcoe. We just felt that there was a lot of indicators that were pointing towards that being the right decision. And so with that change, we're able to offer better pricing because it's, we're working directly. We feel like there's been a lot of improved communication, just being able to connect directly. And we've also discovered that I think there's some more opportunities that we can work on together. This image on the right is just an old O&M manual. It's got a date of March of 2003. I just found that in the archives the other day. Thought it might be nice to share. So anyway, we have a long history together, and CDI is very excited to be able to work directly with Simcoe and really create more value for you. About CDI, so as I said earlier, Tom and Sue Peterson own this company. They actually started it in their basement back in 1989, still privately held by them. So today we have over 140 employees with 2 manufacturing sites in Owatonna, totaling over 100,000 square feet. So that is where our main operation is out of Owatonna. Our leadership team, so Tom Peterson, our founder and CEO, Sue Peterson, CFO. Sue is Tom's wife. Myself, in case you're wondering about all the Petersons, Tom is actually my uncle. Brian Kopis is our VP of Manufacturing. Mike Berg, he's our VP of Technology and IT. And then Kim Johnson, our Personnel Director. The CDI Sales Team, so I've got a bunch of names up here. You probably are familiar with a couple of them, just if you've interfaced with CDI over the past. However, Mike Dovich is our primary contact for Simcoe. So he handles all of the requests that come in and out of Canada, and he's the guy you want to contact with new inquiries. I'll have his contact information provided at the end of the slides as well. Our customer service team, so we do have a service team that's located in Owatonna that's here to provide factory direct support. We do have 24/7 on-call support. They help with startups, they help with parts requests, they help with troubleshooting. So they're a very versatile team. Next, I'd like to talk about CDI values. This is really kind of the heart of who CDI is, and I think it's important that you know really what grounds us as a company. So first and foremost, customer focus. We can't be in business without our customers, obviously, and so we as an organization need to put our customers' needs first. So throughout the company, that's something we instill is really we're all about the customer. Team unity. We can't do this independently. It takes a whole team to accomplish these goals, and so we do that and embrace that as a team. Safety and wellness, we want to make sure that our employees and the people working in our culture feel safe and are being safe. You know, we work in manufacturing environment, and so there's risk associated with that. We want to make sure that everyone is able to go home safely at night to their loved ones. Resourcefulness, you know, this kind of gets into our customer focus a little bit. You know, our job is to provide value to the end user, and one way we can do that is being resourceful and eliminating waste and managing our resources wisely to keep those costs down. Last, but definitely not least, is integrity. This is a big one for us. This really gets at really the core of who we are as a company. You know, we stand behind our word. We believe in doing what's right, even when it's hard. You know, this is something that's guided us over the years as a company, and it's something that's very important to us. So our main vision as a company is to create the climate that our customers need to achieve their critical mission. So we recognize that our equipment is being provided as part of a larger system, and that system is providing some critical mission to your customer, and we want to ensure that we're aligned with that critical mission and delivering products that meet those needs. I'd like to give you a little background about some of the other names you might have seen in the industry that are really CDI. So ARID ICE is a trademark that we use for our ice arena units. And so that's a trademark that we own that's we use for ice arena units. We have the DRYCLIMATE unit series. I'll give you a brief introduction of that later on. The Fan Brigade is a product feature that we use. And then No Through Metal. That's a patented design that we use in food grade units and other real low leakage applications. All right, I also mentioned moisture removal.
Mike, quick question for you there. Is the heat recovery coil an ammonia glycol coil that's mounted on the unit?
Yes, so it's a fluid coil, so a water fluid coil, so you can run, you know, any type of concentration through there that coil can withstand. So does that answer the question?
I believe so, yeah. And this unit does have a CRN, correct?
Yes, the coil, if it's provided with the coil will have CRN.
Perfect. Okay, so I think in regards to the coil situation itself, what we're going to run out there, I would imagine we'd probably run glycol, but we would get a direction from the engineering department what we'd finally run. I don't think we'd be running ammonia directly into the space.
Yeah, not ammonia directly, but the glycol secondary side, you could definitely can run that through it.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
So if we need some other fluid, we could surely look at that, but glycol was the initial plan. All right, pricing. So the ARID ICE 2500 unit and 575 is, we're currently pricing that at $14,897 in US dollars. This is something that we are working on as we speak. We actually have a process improvement team that's working on the unit, looking at how can we, take more cost out and be more efficient as a team. And so that is something that I'll be in contact with David about as far as pricing as we go forward. But our desire is to be able to help out with the price as soon as we possibly can. That will have a 6-week lead time. Once we get done with some of our improvements, I think we'll be able to even offer 4 weeks on that. And I do believe there is a plan on your side to have some minimal safety stock as well. So those are some items that we're working through with the purchasing team. The 460 volt version, we don't have that fully developed yet, and so if you have something like that, let us know and we'll see what we can do on that. The outdoor kit is $192. That includes the reactivation inlet hood and outlet damper. So those get shipped loose and need to get installed by others. The Net Zero React Inlet Waste Heat Recovery Coil Kit. So that includes the coil and the mounting hardware instructions. And so that's, we can ship it loose or we can install that at the factory if we know about it. So just need to make that in the request. The remote user interface, so that's $461. And again, that interface provides access to all the controller set points and parameters and things of that nature when you're not connected to the Smart Rink Connect system. All right, some of the supporting materials. So not sure the status of whether or not all these are on your intranet yet or not, but it's my understanding they could be if they're not. So we do have a quote template for use if that's of interest. We do have a submittal available. So the submittal includes a contractor responsibility sheet. That indicates, okay, who's doing what to make sure there's no confusion on the contractor side. The unit drawing, that's available in PDF or DXF format. In the lower right corner here is just a little snippet of the drawing. We have the written specification, so that's available in a Word doc or PDF. We also have included the rotor performance, fan performance, electrical schematics, sequence of operations, the component cut sheets, and so that's all included with the submittal. So if those are of interest, please just reach out and we'll get that to you. The IOM manual is under development. We're getting some photographs and different things to dial that in. That will include some spare parts, and we will be working with your mechanics to kind of do a similar rollout for them as well to get them familiar with the product. All right, I'd like to transition now into the competitor comparison. And so, we looked at what are the most common units that are out there and went through and looked at, where do we stack up in various areas. So I'd like to present that to you now. So we've looked at 4 products. We have the ARID ICE 2500, the MS2600, the DS2000, and the eDry Plus, the E20 model. So some of the standard features the ARID ICE unit includes is the stainless steel exterior and interior. So the MS2600 also has those standard features, whereas the DS2000 and the eDry Plus do not. This automatic humidity control that I mentioned earlier, to our knowledge, we're the only ones that have that capability. BACnet and Modbus capable, so all of them have it except the MS2600. The chain drive desiccant system, it's our understanding we're the only one that has that, as well as the 7-year rotary cassette warranty. The optional waste heat recovery coil, the eDry Plus model does offer that as well, whereas the other 2 do not. We have a microprocessor controller, as we mentioned earlier. So everyone else does except the MS2600. As well as the filter replacement indication. Whole unit CSA approval, to our knowledge, we're the only one that has the entire units. As we've run into questions and things over the past, it appears that some of the others may only have just the electrical panel itself. So those are some of the standard features. As we get into the optional smart features, this is where I think, you really start to have some separation, the ability to remotely adjust rink humidity, being able to track the moisture removal rates, looking at, the operational data. There's a lot of information that's available that there's value to the customer to have. Unit energy usage, excessive humidity indication, and excessive cycling indication. So, these are things that need to be used with the Smart Rink Connect system, but Yeah, really some unique features that you don't see every day. So we're pretty excited about those and get your feedback on that. Dimensionally, in specifications, this is how we line up. So we've got the length of the unit. So we're at 46 inches, which so we're one of the shorter ones out of the group. The width is 45.5. That includes the control enclosure. So we're kind of right in there with some of the others, as well as the height. The weight's at 625 pounds. Our moisture removal rate's at 35 pounds, and that's 65 degrees, 70% RH. And then obviously there's the chart that we can provide that shows it for other conditions as needed as well. The amperage information based on 575 volt power. So our MOP is at 30, as well as the others. So a lot of the material that we've gone through already, you know, the moisture removal charts, some of these competitor comparisons, you know, things of that nature. We either have that in a PDF or an Excel file. And so if that's something that you're interested in getting, just please let us know and we can get that for you. So the last item I wanted to go through as it relates to, you know, competitor comparison is kind of ties back into our values. You know, as we, you know, customer focus is an important, is important to us, and, you know, understanding that we're part of, you know, a bigger system and you trying to accomplish something critical in nature. And so, you know, we follow a product development process to really ensure that we're providing you with a high quality product. And so, you know, we have different phases in that process. So first phase is preliminary investigation, you know, where we're discovering the opportunity. We want to make sure it's, you know, a good fit both ways. You know, we don't want to get down a path too far and realize, oh, this just really isn't something that, you know, we have strengths in. Phase two is a little bit more detailed investigation. We develop a preliminary design criteria. You know, we start to flesh things out a little bit. You know, we might do some modeling in 3D and, you know, kind of get some concepts going. If that passes muster, then we head to phase three, where we look at really the heart of the development. So this is where we actually build the prototype. We do a detailed design criteria. We go through every item in the design criteria and really flesh it out. And then phase four is where we're testing and validating the product. And so there's kind of a feedback loop in that process where we say, okay, well, this could be better, that could be improved, and that gets feeds into the production cycle. And so right now, this unit's going through this process, and we actually are going through the final stages of the testing and validation. And so as far as product availability goes, you know, that's the only reason I stated a little bit longer lead time on the beginning units, is we just want to make sure that you have a trouble-free and high-quality experience with the equipment. So, so yeah, that's our overall process. It's, you know, intended to make sure there's no problems for anybody. I mean, nobody wants a piece of equipment that doesn't work in the field. So. All right, so that's, you know, kind of the heart of the ARID ICE unit. I'd like to give you an overview of some of the other product offerings just for your awareness. So we like to categorize these products by dew point. So you're looking at a psychrometric chart here. So for those of you that are familiar with the psych chart, along the vertical axis, we have the dew point temperature. And so any product that cools the air down to about a 50-degree dew point, we call that traditional cooling or mechanical refrigeration, mechanical cooling, you know, a bunch of different terms, mechanical dehumidification. Then there's this little sliver between 40 and 50 that's for passive DH. I'm not going to spend any time on that one. When we start talking about active desiccant like we are for this product, you know, typically you're talking about dew points that are below 40-degree dew point. okay? And so I'm going to go through, a lot of active desiccant systems, but then we do have some traditional cooling that I want to make you aware of. So this is a high-level product offering. So we have the model series here listed on the left. We have our CFM range, the casing, reactivation types, what type of cooling and heating options exist, and just kind of a basic description. So on the top is our dry climate unit. This is that trademark that I showed you earlier in the presentation. So that product goes from 500 to 2250 CFM. That's a double wall stainless steel foam construction. Electric is the most common reactivation, and then gas is available on the top 4 sizes. For cooling, we do have cooling modules available for that. Those are external boxes. That unit is a compact industrial unit, and I'll give you a kind of a screenshot of what that looks like. So then we have our basic DH. So this is really the legacy series that you've probably heard about already. So we've got the BDH 126, which is equivalent, which is, I should say, really that MS 2400/2000. And then the BDH 134, which is the MS 4800/4000. Those things are all the same. Those are double wall G90 fiberglass units, electric or gas. And then we have the ARID ICE unit that we're talking about today. And so that's really the new refreshed generation of this BDH series. So our intent is over time to redesign these legacy units that you've been dealing with us and refresh them into this new format. So those are the single wall stainless steel, electric for now. We are looking at gas down the road. And then when you get into some of the larger CFMs, we have our ARID ICE DHS0 line. So that ranges from 3,000 to 15,000 CFM. That's a double wall G90 fiberglass. The reactivation opens up a little bit more. So now we have the ability for electric, gas, steam. We can do the waste heat recovery on those as well. These do the outside air. So when you kind of, as you go down, the units get more capable, you could say. From there, we have our configurable DH product series. That ranges from 3,000 to 47,000. So really the big change there is now you can start to add pre and post cooling and pre and post heating and start getting some more options there. For an ice arena, I'd say what we most commonly see there is either post heating or post cooling. So then we have our custom line, which pretty much we can offer whatever is being requested within our capabilities. The makeup air DH, I'm going to go through that a little bit. So essentially that is like a configurable desiccant system, but now you add a second rotor, and the second rotor being an enthalpy wheel. And so you have air going through 2 different wheels in that product. The food grade DH, FDH, so that's similar to our custom DH, except it's got all the food grade offerings. And so we've got the ability to do ammonia coils, wash down floors, NEMA 4 rated components, all that good stuff. And then the only non-desiccant unit that's really listed on this list is our critical process air handler, the CPRT unit. And that's intended for the food industry. So the dry climate, this is what the product looks like. It's a small packaged unit. CFM ranges from 500 to 2250 again. So this is kind of the airflow path of that one. So the blue line here is the process inlet or supply inlet and then supply outlet. And the new reactivation actually kind of makes a U-shaped turn. So it kind of turns in back on itself and discharges on the same end that the reactivation inlet. So that's a common or a configuration that's unique to that product. So that is 2-inch double wall stainless steel construction with foam insulation. It does have a fully programmable PLC on board. This unit has curb mounting as a standard included. This has got the 65K AIC SCCR rating. And so this unit is really focused and does well in industrial and food processing. Have a lot of success in those areas with that. It does have the cooling boxes, gas or electric, and then has a supply fan. VFD, there's other features as well. So if that's something you're interested in, let us know. Has 6 model sizes, 500, 750, 1000, 1500, 1750, and 2250. So again, as I stated, a little bit more of an industrial unit. So if you're looking at this as a replacement for like a DS1000, definitely more capable than that unit, but the price point isn't probably going to be where you want it. So really our intent there over time is to be able to redesign that BDH series, which is under construction. So this is a legacy basic DH unit that we still make. So we have a 2000 and a 4000 CFM version of that. And so that unit has 2-inch double wall G90 construction with fiberglass insulation. It's got the PLC as well. This has the gas or electric. And so the BDH 126 and 134, which I mentioned earlier. So again, those are known as the MS products as listed here. But that's a 2 and a 4000 CFM. This is what the products are available in today. So for $575, we've got that available in gas in the 2000 CFM version. And then in the 4000, we have that in 460 volt. So, you know, this product is one that the intention is to really transition into this new BDH style. And so that's really the intent behind that is to focus it in on the ice arena market, you know, tailor it to what that market really needs and be able to provide more value. And so this ARID ICE 2500 unit is really the first unit in that series. So that's a single wall stainless steel construction again. You know, we can offer it in a smaller footprint. It's a lot lighter. It's got the smart features built in. And so, you know, that's something that we're working on as we progress forward. And again, the gas react is something that is under review at this point. So that's kind of that BDH series. So hopefully that's clear. If you have questions or that's, you know, confusing in any way, please let us know and we can help sort out what you're looking at. All right, the DHS0 series. So this is a very common product that gets applied in ice arenas. And so Simcoe has purchased several of these over the years. And so this is a, you know, pretty straightforward dehumidifier. Basically, you've got air that comes in, goes through the desiccant wheel and goes through the blower. And then you have a reactivation air, goes through a filter, a heat source, through the wheel, and then gets discharged out. So, you know, there's no pre-cooling or post-cooling or heating or any of those options, but it starts to open up some of the feature sets a little bit more. So this is where you can have various types of reactivation. You can get gas, electric, or steam. This product now allows you to go from 0 to 100% outside air. So 100% outside air for ice arenas is really reserved for that IAQ mode where, you know, your indoor air quality sensors are saying, hey, I need some more fresh air. And so it's intended for short-term use in 100% outside air mode. Continuously, it can provide 20% of outside air, but it does have the ability to go to 100% for purging the air inside the space. And so this comes with a variety of inlet and outlet locations. So you can get bottom, you can get side, you can get top. So you can get side, tops, you know, whatever configuration you can think of. This product does have reactivation heat recovery, which I don't have a lot of diagrams or pictures of today. But basically the concept is, if you recall back to the slide at the beginning that showed the desiccant process, the air leaving the reactivation airstream was approximately 135 degrees. Well, there's energy there that we can capture. And so, you know, the air leaving here is warm, And so we put it through a plate-to-plate heat exchanger, and you can recover the reactivation outlet heat. And so that's something that we'll provide some more information on as there's interest in that. And then this DHS0 line, all of these can come equipped with a waste heat coil available. And so that is available, that just gets mounted to the reactivation inlet here. And those are units that we have already provided to Simcoe with that coil included. So that is nothing new. All right, so in this product family, we have 6 standard sizes. So we have the 130, 138, 142, 148, 160, 168. So those of you that aren't familiar with our nomenclature, the 30 indicates the rotor diameter. So you can see that here in the first column. The air volume is listed here. So we've got 3,000, 5,000, 5,800, 7,500, 12,000, and 15,000. So this is just a tech specs on those. We have unit drawings available of all these different sizes. So if you've got a project that you're working on, let us know and we can get those to you. So the configurable DH line, so that's where we start to be able to, offer up some different pre and post options. So this is just an example of a pre-cool configuration. And so, the products that we've been reviewing thus far haven't had a cooling coil in there. This example has air coming from the outside, getting filtered, getting pre-cooled, going through the desiccant wheel, and then getting discharged. And then this cutaway that you're seeing here is the reactivation airstream. Another configuration available with the configurable line. This is post-cooling example. So really anything that goes in front of or after the rotor, kind of goes into this product family. I mentioned earlier the makeup air DH. So this is a 2-wheel system again. So the first wheel utilizes an enthalpy wheel and then a desiccant wheel after that. And so basically you have the hot, wet outside air goes through the wheel, takes a turn, goes through the desiccant wheel. The other side of that enthalpy wheel, which is split 50-50, takes the air from the space that's being exhausted, goes through the wheel, and then exhausts it out of the unit itself. So here's a 3D representation of that unit. And so this first wheel here on the left is the enthalpy wheel. The green one here is the desiccant wheel. And so in this example, we have air coming in from the outside, getting filtered, going through that enthalpy wheel, takes a turn, goes through the desiccant wheel, and then goes through a fan and a post-cooling and heating system. And then the rink air in this example would come through this side, get filtered to protect that wheel, and then discharged out the unit. And so it's really got built-in energy recovery for exhaust air. So anytime you have a larger rink or a rink that has continuous need for large amounts of outside air, this is definitely a product that you might be interested in, because you can offer up having this built-in energy recovery, as part of that system. And we do have standard configurations available. The food DH I'll just touch on briefly. So basically, this is similar to that configurable line, except now everything's washed down. So this example you can see has washed down drains throughout the entire unit. All the components inside, are NEMA 4 rated. There's a lot of different things. We do the smooth interior. So a lot of different things that we do to this product family to make it food grade capable. And then we have our critical process air handling systems. So these are, similar to the FDH, except no desiccant. So these are just the air handlers. So we do have a complete library of those that are available as a standard. So ice arena products. I thought I'd give a summary of what we all have available. So we have this legacy BDH 126, that's 2000 CFM. So again, that doesn't have the ability to do outside air. It does have gas react, but it does not have any of these new heat recovery options. So the new unit we've been talking about and the focus of this presentation is the BDH 130. So that's the 2500 CFM unit. Again, that has no outside air, no gas react yet. We know it's on the wish list, and we're putting that into the mix. But it does have the waste heat recovery coil. The BDH 134, again, that's that legacy size in 4000. That has the gas react and then none of the other heat recovery options. The DHS 0. So this is where you start to add in the outside air. You can get gas react, just steam available. It doesn't have the exhaust air heat recovery because it doesn't have that second enthalpy wheel, but it does have reactivation heat recovery available as an optional module. And it does also have the waste heat recovery, just like the BDH 130, the ARID ICE 2500 unit. And then finally, we have the MDH line, which has the two-wheel system. And basically, this is where you're able to capture that exhaust air from the building and do some heat recovery on that. So a nice option for that if it's needed. All right, I'd like to now get into some resources that you have available to you and give you some contact information, and we're getting close to the end here. So we do have a website at cdihvac.com, so you can follow us on the various social links that we have. You can sign up for our newsletter. You can also access our educational institute. So this is a great resource for people that are unfamiliar with Desiccant technology. So you can access pre-recorded webinars here. We can do some on-demand training. And if there's something specific that you might need for a custom training, you know, we'd be more than happy to work with you together and develop that. And so, but if you're looking just for some basics, you know, please check that out because we have some that you can start to use right away. We're on Facebook, if that's of interest to you. We do a lot of our community posts on Facebook, some of our new employees and promotions, and we have some of our Dr. Dry videos. LinkedIn, so we put all our trade shows that we're attending on there. We do put our upcoming webinars, white papers, tech notes, that type of thing. So follow us. Their YouTube channel is how we distribute some of the webinars and some of the training. So we've got, you know, just an example of some of the ones that are out there. We've got the active desiccant dehumidification, the science of moisture in the air, and so a lot of other valuable videos on there if you're interested in checking that out. So lastly, we have a new app. So it's the Dry Tools app. So we launched this about 2 years ago, I believe now. And it's a really nice app for people that deal with dehumidification. It's got a few features in it that are really nice. So on the left here is a picture of the menu that you have access to once you're inside the app. So we've got a little tour that you can watch. The tools that it includes, so it has an Airstream mixing calculator. It's got some basic HVAC formulas, you know, how to calculate pounds per hour and things like that. It's got a lead time wheel, so you know, if you've got a scenario where, let's say, you have a 6-week lead time, but the clock doesn't start, you know, for another month, you can actually, you know, put the dates for when you need a release, and it'll kind of tell you what 8 weeks out is. There's a psychrometric calculator, so these are based on ASHRAE fundamentals formulas. And then it has a weather data section. And so one of the unique things about the weather data is that you can actually pull up a map and you can either type in a location or you can browse the map and pick a point, and then it'll show you all the ASHRAE weather data stations that are geographically closest to that location. So that's a really nice feature. And then you can get to some of the educational links that I mentioned earlier. You can learn more about the products that we went through today, and then just contact us and some other tools there. So that is available on the App Store or Google Play. So just search for Dry Tools and you'll be able to have access to that. So who to contact for new equipment inquiries or replacement units out in the field. So Mike Dovich is really your primary contact here. So this is his email address, mdovich@cdihvac.com. If he's unavailable or on vacation or something, we also use his sales@cdihvac.com email address. So if you've got other requests like startup, warranty, service, replacement parts, that type of thing, we just ask you to use the customer service address for that, and they will get you squared away.
Mike, that was a great presentation, a lot of details in regards to the Smart Dehumidifier, but also the rest of your line of products. So right now with this product, we have a specification, we have a presentation, which we could use parts of this presentation that you've done. We've got marketing documentations that Cassandra and your marketing department have worked on and Mihi have worked on. We've got PandaDoc updated within PandaDocs with some content. We've got pricing, we've got drawings, we've got dimensions, we've got performance data. And so we've got all these things. And I think what's most interesting about this product as well too is we have something that's completely unique from anything else that's in the market. So if you are able to sell the value to your customer and you are able to get this specified, then it will hold the specification against the other options that are out there. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this product. There are other options available. There are things that are cheaper, there are things that are different, but it's up to us as a sales team to make sure that we understand this value that you have of this product and to introduce it in a meaningful way to our customers. So Mike, there's a couple of questions here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those offline for the sake of time. They're more sort of very focused questions in regards to general questions for the audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, unless there's anything else that you want to talk about, I'd like to conclude things for now, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. We just thank you for the time from everybody, and hope you have an enjoyable day.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. Take care. Have a good day, everybody.
All right, thank you.